illustration.
Can you give an overview of what book illustration is and its history?
Book illustration has existed in some form since the advent of the written word. Some of the first examples are 15th century block books and 18th century illustrated newspapers. Book publishing and visual arts saw considerable shifts in the 20th century. Publishing illustrations alongside text declined in adult literature. It became increasingly associated with children's literature, causing it to be often overlooked. Humans have always used images to tell stories, from cave paintings to animated cartoons. The development of illustration tools and technology over time, such as printing, played a role in this. Where might you see book illustrations?
One place is in children's books. They're used to enhance and bring life to an author's story. In the 1800s, Randolph Caldecott began to elevate the illustrations into a storytelling vehicle rather than just decorating the text. Maurice Sendak credits Caldecott with the creation of the modern picture book. In 1963, Sendak Rowan illustrated Where the Wild Things Are, which is still popular today and was adapted into a movie in 2009. The children's picture book really blossomed in the late 19th and early 20th century. Some notable examples from this period are Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, Curious George, and The Cat in the Hat.
Can you give another example of where you'll see book illustrations?
Graphic novels also use illustration to enhance the storytelling experience. They gained recognition as a literary form in the late 1980s, appealing to a broad and diverse audience. They provided a unique style of storytelling that differs from traditional book illustrations. Notable graphic novelists are Craig Thompson, Gillian Tamaki, and Kate Beaton. Beaton primarily uses digital software tools such as Adobe Photoshop. Why is it important to illustrate literature such as children's books and graphic novels?
Illustrating literature is important because it widens its appeal and offers artists and writers a medium for creative storytelling and expression. They provide children the tools to help build their foundational literacy skills. Other reasons they're important are for helping to identify sequences, improve comprehension skills, boost social-emotional learning, and sparking a love for reading. Beyond their educational values, illustrated books are a form of entertainment, offering engaging stories, often covering a broad range of genres and portraying diverse characters and settings. The first thing an audience would see in any type of illustrated literature is the covers. Can you tell me more about cover art?
Book covers are the first impression of a book. A compelling cover can captivate and spark curiosity within the reader. It's the first peek into the story that the reader gets. A well-designed book cover sets the tone of the book. Cover illustrators craft a visual identity for the book, encapsulating its essence in a singular eye-catching image. Can you give me an example of a cover illustrator?
A great example of a versatile artist who has made significant contributions to the book cover industry is Ruben Toledo. His book covers attract attention with their artistic flair and recognizable style. With his couture-inspired interpretations of classic characters, he adds a unique style to the way in which book covers are created. An example of one of his works is a special edition of Jane Eyre, where he uses ink and watercolors to create vibrant illustrations which instantly convey the mood of the book and visually impacts the appeal for potential readers.
Can you give me any examples of modern book illustrators?
An example of a modern children's book illustrator is Alex T. Smith. He predominantly uses digital software to create his illustrations, but supplements this with hand-drawn work for idea creation and practice. Alex T. Smith has also been able to turn his Cruel the Dog book series into an animated TV show.
Another example is graphic novelist Jeff Lemire, who made Sweet Tooth, and Jean Liu Yang, who made Avatar: The Last Airbender. As book illustration has evolved, what are some ways to break into the industry?
The process often begins with a freelance illustrator getting in contact with publishing houses. Companies such as Penguin often use their agents to scout for illustrators via social media or art fairs. Evgenia Molina explains that she transitioned from graphic design to children's book illustration by building up a portfolio until her first client found her. She dealt with rejections and no responses in the beginning. Despite all this, she is now a full-time book illustrator. The collaboration process between author and illustrator defines the outcome of the book. Long-term partnerships can be made if the two creatives mesh well together, such as Roald Dahl and Quentin Blake. Who are some other people that an illustrator might collaborate with?
They will have to collaborate with the author and the editor to ensure that the text and illustrations are cohesive and of high quality. In some cases, an illustrator may have to work with an art director to ensure that the illustrations align with the overall artistic vision of the book. They may also be involved in marketing activities when it comes to publication and therefore work with a marketing and publicity team. What is the future of book illustration?
The future of book illustration appears to be evolving in response to technological advancements and changing reader preferences. AI is being increasingly used in the creative industry. While AI can generate visual content, it is currently limited compared to the work of the human illustrators. AI can be used as a tool to assist artists in their creative process, providing them with new ideas, inspirations, or even generating basic drafts of concept art. However, book illustration often requires a human touch and interpretation that AI cannot fully replicate.